2 days are in the books here in Obihiro, but there is still plenty of action to come on the final day of the opening round of the 2023-24 ISU World Cup speed skating season. Bit of history being made today on Japan's island of Hokkaido. We will see the World Cup debut of the mixed relay event. You see there up on the board right there. There will first be a men's 500 meters, and then the distance skaters will get a run out with the women's 3,000 meters and the men's 5,000 meters. And then, as I mentioned, that relay, it will bookend the action here today before the circuit decamps and moves on down to Beijing for next weekend. But look at some of the sights of life on Hokkaido. Obihiro is to the southeast of the main city on the island of Sapporo. Enjoying the time without snow while they still can, because there is plenty of snow that falls in the winter on that island. The leaves are changing, but we are indoors at the new oval. Not new so much. They put the roof on a little over a decade ago at the Meiji Hokkaido Tokachi Oval, just to get set up. Look at one of the Japanese skaters. What a start they had on the first day of competition 2 nights ago. A sweep. All 3 podium positions in the men's 500 meters. They also had a 5th place as well. And we will see what they can do this time. McLeod, the American, who will make his A debut this season. He finished in 2nd in the B division a couple nights ago. And of course, always watch out for the Orange. The Netherlands put together a potent force in just about any event they enter. So a couple minutes away from the start of competition. We'll be back with you when they get underway. I'm Gavin Day, everyone. Stay with us.
Good afternoon. We'd like to start in 2 minutes. We'd like to start our first competition for ISU World Cup speed skating event, Day 3 in Meiji Hokkaido Tokachi Oval, Obihiro, Japan. First race will be men's 500 meters race for Division A skaters.
Division A 男子 500m 2回目競技開始2分前競技開始2分前です。
A look at the standings, as I mentioned, 1, 2, and 3 off the top for Japan. Sweeping the podium on the first day, Hein Otterspeer of the Netherlands finished in 4th. And here's a look at the start list. 10 pairs. 1 1/4 lap of the 400-meter oval. First up, 20-year-old Yevgeny Koshkin of Kazakhstan against Jano Botman of the Netherlands. Koshkin was 16th just a couple nights ago, and Botman was 3rd in the B division. We'll see them coming up in just a few seconds.
Introducing the skaters of the first race, starting from the inner lane, is Yevgeny Kochkin of Kazakhstan, and on the outer lane is Jano Botman of Netherlands.
Kochkin 35.49, pardon me, a couple nights ago. 35.26 for Botman.
Ready.
These pairs are going to zip through pretty quickly. You saw the women had their second 500 meter yesterday. So the men had that little extra day off, and it is Koshkin with the fastest opening 100 meters, 9.55. Botman, 9.81, just over a quarter of a second behind. No worries about any crossover difficulties. Plenty of room for both of them to make that crossover. And there's a slip. Koshkin losing all kinds of speed, all kinds of time. And it's Botman now, who looks like he's going to take the pair, and he's going to set a time of 35.08. And Koshkin, who looked good early, that last corner proved to be his undoing. So thumbs up, Botman. Just around those corners, you want to maintain your speed, and just look at the ice fly up behind those skates. And that's where all that time went for Koshkin. Moving right along, 24-year-old Damian Zurek on the inner lane of Poland, and Cooper McLeod, the American 22. In the black kit with the stars on the shoulders.
Of pair number 2. Starting from the
Zurek,
inner lane
15th.
is Damian Zurek
A couple days ago, 35.46.
On the outer lane is Cooper
Cooper
McLeod of
McLeod,
USA.
second place in the B division, was 35.26. So he comes in having put up a faster time a couple nights ago. But 0.2 of a second, promising to be a very close pair.
Ready.
There's a false start. We'll see where the flag goes. White flag. You check the armband, and it is Damian Zurek. Just jumped right before the gun. He'll be skating perhaps a little more nervously now.
Full start. In a lane. Go to the start. Ready.
This time they are away cleanly, and it looked, you could tell McLeod jumping. He didn't have those constraints or worries that Zurek did, and very quickly off the line. We'll check that first 100 meters, 9.82, just a hundredth under the time set by Koshkin. Zurek 10.01. That's a good draft potentially for McLeod down the back stretch as they make that transition. Of course, Koshkin had the faster opening 100, but he lost all his speed around the final corner, and Botman took this one. It looks like it's going to be McLeod coming to take the pair. He does just that and sets the second fastest time, 35.33, 35.85 for Damian Zurek.
35.85. Cooper
McLeod
USA,
from the Pacific Northwest of the United States
ダミアン・ズレック、ポーランド。
goes second fastest. The top two times so far set by skaters who were in the B division a couple days ago.
Introducing the skaters of pair number 3. Starting from the inner lane is Piotr Michalski of Poland.
Third
On the
pair,
outer lane
Piotr
is
Mikowski
Sketperkamp of
of
Netherlands.
Poland and Marin Saperkamp. The Netherlands on the other lane. We'll look at Mikowski, fourth in the 1,000, fifth in the 500 meters at the last Olympics. Saperkamp, 23 years old, was 15th in 500 meters number 1 2 days ago.
Ready.
Both skaters away cleanly. Saperkamp's time 2 days ago, 35.44. Mikowski 35.41, and Saperkamp sets the fastest opening 100 so far, 9.69, 9.94 for Mikowski. Difference of about a quarter second between the two. Saperkamp, of course, from that much vaunted Dutch program, they had a very close time. These two skaters way out wide by Saperkamp. He's still in front. He didn't impede Mikowski at all. Saperkamp takes the pair, 35.23. Good enough for second. Looks like that sliding way out wide cost him some time. 35.44 for Mikowski.
35.22.
ピョートル・ミハルスキー、ポーランド35秒
These two skaters were 14th and 15th 2 days ago.
オランダ35秒22以上です。
There's a kick of the puck there.
はい、ここでオランダのメライン選手、暫定2位に入ってきました。
Here's a look at Mr. Jordan Stoltz. Already a couple of medals this weekend. No gold. At least not yet. Pair number 4 on the inner lane, Yudai Yamamoto of Japan. Bjorn
Introducing the
Magnussen
skaters of pair number 4.
of Norway. There's a look at
Starting
Yamamoto,
from the
winner
inner
of
lane
the
is
B
Yudai
division 2
Yamamoto
nights
of
ago with that
Japan.
35.15
And on the outer
time.
lane is Bjorn Magnussen of Norway.
And Magnussen 35.31 finishing in 13th.
Go to the start. Ready.
So not only did Japan go 1, 2, 3 in the men's 500 meters, they also won the B division. Very close opener between the two. Yamamoto both very quick, 9.74, 9.81 for Magnussen. And that's compared to the fastest opener, not compared to our first place skater overall. Always have to make that very, very clear. And it's Yamamoto bringing this pair to the line. Magnussen trying to stay close. It is going to be a close pair, but it is Yamamoto, and he puts up the fastest time. 34.94,
Finishing time
35.21 for Magnussen, first and third. Yamamoto liking that one.
35.21.
Where have we seen this before? A skater from Japan sitting atop the standings right now in the 500 meters.
35秒21以上です。
はい、ここで山本雄大選手、トップに立ってきてます。2本立て続けに自己記録更新、そして34秒台、ワールドカップ初出場
Wave to the home crowd. A lot of the skaters are from the island of Hokkaido. 2 indoor ovals in Japan. The other, of course, being that one in Nagano, which hosted the 1998 Winter Games. The M-Wave. 5th pair has Min-Kyu Cha of Korea and David Bosa of
Introducing the
Italy
skaters of pair
in
number
the
5.
famous Azuri kit.
Starting from the inner lane is
On the
Min
other
Kyu
lane,
Cha of Korea. And on the
both
outer
of
lane
these
is
skaters
David Boza
just
of
a
Italy.
hundredth of a second separating them in the first 500. They were 11th and 12th.
Go to the stop.
So this one promising to be potentially a very, very close pair.
Ready.
We don't, of course, expect fast time set in this one when it comes to their personal bests. They are at sea level, so it's not going to be the fastest ice in the world. 9.95, 9.99. Not one of the faster openers we've seen, but it is very close. Bosa now chasing Cha down that backstretch, trying to suck whatever slipstream he can before he tucks into that inner lane. And Bosa now making that move up the inside, just about side by side. Bosa just cutting narrowly in front of Cha. It's going to be Bosa taking the pair. 35.36, 35.536,
Finishing time for
and
Min Kyu Cha of
eighth
Korea.
places respectively.
35.53. David Boza of Italy. 35.36.
チャンピン級
is halfway through the men's 500 meters. And it's Yudai Yamamoto in the lead. Pair number 6, Neil Yop from Spain and Marek Kania of Poland.
Introducing the skaters of pair number 6.
Yop from
Starting from the inner lane is
Usually
Liliop
just
Izquierdo
outside
of Spain. On the outer lane is Marek
Barcelona.
Kania of Poland.
Go
Kania,
to
these
the
two
start.
skaters 9th and 10th 2 days ago. Again, another pair where their first times were separated by just 100th of a second.
Ready.
They are cleanly away. And it's Yop clocking in with a 988, 999 for Kenya. There's not too many speed skaters you see out of Spain. But Yop, at 21 years of age, has competed at the Youth Olympics. Certainly has high aspirations. It is still Yop. Big size difference between these two skaters, and it's Yop taking the pair 35.33. That puts him into 6th. Kania 35.53. That's good for 9th place.
35.33. Marek Kania of Poland, finishing time is
Both
35.53.
these competitors were in the top 10 just a few days ago.
35秒33マレック・カニアポーランド35秒53以上です。
There's a look at the top 6 right now. Yamamoto, Buckman, and Magnuson at 1 through 3.
ワールドカップ表彰台上がっている2人の選手の登場です。皆さん応援お願い
4
し
more
ます。
pairs to go, so plenty of opportunity for that to look quite a bit different at the end of the day. There's a look at the two-time 500-meter World Cup champion Laurent Dubreuil of Canada, Junho
Introducing
Kim
the
of
skaters of pair
Korea
number 7.
in the outer lane.
Starting from the inner lane
Dubreuil
is Laurent
7th
Dubreuil of
fastest
Canada.
a couple nights ago.
On the outer lane
That's
is
a
Junho Kim
Rather
of
disappointing
Korea.
1,000 meters, so one more chance of redemption this weekend before they head on down to Beijing.
Go to the start. Ready.
Running away. We'll see what kind of form both of these skaters are in through the first 100. Very close pair. Junho Kim at 9.73. Laurent Dubreuil 9.78. Both of them very quick. You see Kim putting a hand down there. That might have cost him a lot of pace. Kim was up against another Canadian in the first 500 meters, Josh Tellezin. And it is looking like it's Dubreuil in front right now, bringing this one to the line. Kim trying to chase him down, but it's going to be Dubreuil, and he goes second fastest. 35.03. Kim, ninth. 35.39. Shrug from Dubreuil.
Junho Kim of Korea, 35.39.
ローラン・デュブレイユカナダ35秒03キム・ジュノ韓国
Dubreuil goes a little bit faster than his 35.08 from 2 nights ago.
はい、ここでカナダのローラン選手が暫定2位
Sort
に
of
上
one
が
of
って
those
きまし
looks
た。
of,
そして
yeah,
今
felt a
1位
bit
には
better
山本
maybe,
雄
but
大選手、まだ名
maybe
前
still
があ
not
り
where he
ます。
wants it to be,
そして
but
後半
he
3組
slots
に
into
突入
second
します。
place right
地
now.
元長出身森本選手登場です。
The Japanese skater coming up in our next pair will try to jump up also into the top 3. Takuya Morimoto
Introducing the
on the inner
skaters
lane.
of pair
Hein
number 8.
Otterspeer,
Starting from
Of
the
the
inner lane
Netherlands,
is
the great
Takuya
Hein Otterspeer.
Morimoto of Japan.
34 years old.
And on the outer lane is Hein Otterspeer of Netherlands.
Fourth. First non-Japanese skater 2 nights ago. There's a little twitch there, and they'll spot it. That one going to Morimoto. Otter Spear, the
Hold start
reigning
into lane.
1,000 meter
No stable
World
position.
Cup champion.
Go to the start. Ready?
This time, they do get away cleanly. Morimoto, much more compact frame, gets that faster start. We do know that Otter Spear has that more sprint endurance from his 1,000 meter prowess, 961, 991. We'll see how Otter Spear uses that inner lane on the final turns. Try to close things down. Otter Spear picking up speed, closing that gap. It is still Morimoto in front, but here comes Otter Spear making a late push. It's going to bring it to the line, and Otter Spear is going to take it 35.09. Morimoto 35-0, fourth and fifth respectively. So Otter Spear probably going to be happy with the finish. Maybe the start will be the thing that he looks back at.
森本拓也日本35秒2でいいハイゴテルステールオランダ35秒08
So as things stand, potentially still more yet Japanese medals in a men's sprint. Yamamoto, Dubreuil, and Butman still leading. Shinama and Morishige will go in the final pair. This one, though, has Jordan Stoltz on the inner lane and Yuma
Introducing the
Murakami,
skaters of pair
a
number
30-year-old, on the outer
Starting
lane.
from the inner lane is Jordan Stoltz
The
of USA.
19-year-old
And on the outer lane
from West
is
Bend,
Yuma
Wisconsin,
Murakami of Obihiro, Japan.
and the hometown boy from Obihiro, Yuma Murakami. Couple
Go
World
to
Cup
the
gold
start.
medals in the 500 meters last year.
Ready?
Get away cleanly. Check their openers. It is Murakami with the fastest opener we've seen so far, 9.57, actually second fastest, pardon me. Stoltz 9.75. Murakami also will get that inner lane, that draft, certainly in fine form here. He's getting right up behind Stoltz and blasts right on by him. Bit of a wobble there, still maintaining his speed. Murakami looking like he's going to take the pair. Will he jump to the lead? It's going to be Stoltz with a late push. And oh my! 34.97, both of them tying for second place, 3/100ths of a second. Famous last words from yours truly. I thought Stoltz was beaten, but he makes a late push.
34秒94村上優馬日本34秒96
Perhaps that late speed wobble did cost Murakami a little bit. You see the arm there holding out? Yeah, right there. Just might have cost him that little bit around the corner. And the reach at the line. That was a fun pair. And so, once again, it's Japan at 1 and 2, although there's an American also tied for second. And here we go. Final pair. Wataru Morishige, 23 years old, and Tatsuya Shinama.
Introducing the 10th and the final pair of men's 500 meters race for Division A skaters. Starting from the inner lane is Wataru Morishige of Japan, and on the outer lane is Tatsuya Shinhama of Japan.
Shinama is the
Go
overall
to the
500
start.
meter World Cup winner from the 2019-2020 season.
Ready.
They are away cleanly. 1 and 2 from 2 nights ago, trying to do it again here in Obihiro. Look at those times, 9:54, 9:68. Those are both under the time. The fastest time set so far, but still not the fastest openers. Coming around the corner, tightening things up. They are just about side by side. Morishige, Shinama. For the home crowd fans, what a finish here. They go 1-2. 34-6-4, 34-6-9. Morishige takes it. Second 2 nights ago. First today. Shinama first 2 nights ago. Second today. And that means, once again, in the men's 500 meters, Japan 1, 2, and 3.
今最終組に滑りました2人が1位、2位となりました。森重選手が1位、篠野選手が2位に入りました。おめでとうございます。そして3位にはアメリカジョーダン・ストルス選手が入って
What a finish for the home nation fans. The land of the rising sun, celebrating big, big medals this weekend. For fans there, look at tickets cost about €6.50, about $6.50 US. Certainly full value for the entertainment there. Here's a look back. Shinama closing things up on the inner lane. Around that final turn. And the dash to the line. What a finish there. Morishige. Another one of those. He's from Hokkaido, lives in Obihiro, trains at that oval. There's perhaps no more special feeling than getting to win at home in front of those who know you best.
ここで選挙を行います。次のディビジョン A 女子 3000m の競技開始時刻は15時5分、15時5分より競技開始となります。
せると思って確かわったなまあでもいいレースになったわいいなんか盛り上げれたインコーナーもあんだけさ綺麗に回ってきていやなんかね刺激足んないわまあしゃあないけどね抜いたからなんかこうねバックスプレッドぐらいまあしゃあないまあいいわ
I believe I've made a mistake in some of the results there. So Morishige and Shinama won 2, and Yamamoto and Stoltz each have 34.94s. So they are tied for third, but Stoltz looks like he is in the bronze medal position. I'm just going to wait for the results to be officially confirmed and put up on your screen. And here they are. Morishige, Shinama 1-2. Stoltz given third place. Yamamoto fourth. Murakami in fifth. Dubreuil of Canada in sixth. Jano Botman seventh. Hein Otterspeer of the Netherlands in eighth. And Takuya Morimoto in ninth. And Bjorn Magnussen of Norway in 10th. So they will get their medals in just a little bit. They are doing a resurface right now, as you can just see. And we will be back shortly for the women's 3,000 meters. Definitely changing things up, going from the sprint to the distance events. about ready to go. The women's 3,000 meters.
Starting from the inner lane
8 pairs in all.
is Michelle Urick of Germany. And on the outer
7
lane is Mei Han
and a
of
half
China.
laps. A look at the pairs. It'll all start with Michelle Urig of Germany against Mei Han of China.
Start.
Urig, 27 years old. Han, 25.
Ready.
Neither of these skaters have won individual World Cup medals in their careers. Now, these distance events is really when the ice starts to come into play. The ovals at elevation are famous and fast because there's more of a glide due to the thinner air. And so in these, speaking to one of the coaches ahead of this, for the distance events with less glide, the frequency in strides will take shorter strides. They won't glide as much. Sprinters haven't had to adjust too much, but for this one, in the distance events, since they're not gliding as much, they have to take shorter strides, and that turnover comes all the more important. So, the other thing that's important for these distance events is consistency. You do not want to see much of a drop-off in lap times. You want to watch them stay consistent. Those are the ones who tend to be more successful. And so, it might be one of those races that comes with experience. You learn how to skate your own race a little bit better as you get older. Han, a lap time 32.05. Urig, 32.37. You'll see later on the great Martina Sablikova in the fourth pair as an example of someone who knows how to race for herself. Just supremely calm and composed. Will be the gold standard, or she has been for such a long time. 4 laps to go. Han 32.33. Urig's lap time just about into the 33s. Even on ice that may not be the fastest in the world those days, no feeling like a glide like this long like you do in speed skating. The strides are still so long compared to your, let's say, traditional ice skating. And Han's time dips down closer to the 33s. Urig already into almost the 34s. Lost a lot of time that lap. And Han goes over the top on that crossover from the outer to the inner lane. Coming up to 2 laps to go. Plenty of big names in this one. I think of Antoinette Reitma de Jong. I mentioned Sablikova, Ragnar Wiklund of Norway, Isabel Weidman of Canada. She's now drifting into the 35s. So when I mention that consistency, you're seeing Urig's lap times getting longer and longer. Han will get the bell here. 400 meters to go. Her last lap time, 33.91. And Urig is 8 seconds off the pace over the 36s in that last lap time. The Dutch talent here will be without their top 2 skaters from their national trials. Irene Schouten and Marijke Groenewald both not here this weekend. Schouten, I believe, is back next weekend for Beijing. Anyway, Han crosses 4 minutes 10.17. Sets the early fastest time. Urig comes through. and goes 4:29.9. Got 10
Finishing time
seconds
for
off
Mei
the
Han
pace
of
overall.
China, 4-minute 10.16. Michelle Urich of Germany, 4-minute 20.99.
ミシェル・リックドイツ4分20秒
Their
99
races, these distance races, they hurt. It's just a matter of who can keep the arms going, keep that momentum going, keep the legs ticking over. And for something that takes just a few minutes, the pain is real.
Introducing the skater of the second race. Starting from the outer lane is Yuna Onodera of Japan.
And it's going to be a very solo skate.
Go to the start.
Initially, Nadezhda Morozova of Kazakhstan was supposed to be here, but it's just one skater, Yuna Onodera
Ready.
of Japan. And Onodera, 25 years old. Onodera, for a sport where legs and knees and ankles and all that are just so important. Onodera has suffered from joint effusion in both her knees, and that's when there's excess fluid accumulating in or around the knee joint. And knee conditions, knee issues are never fun. So the fact that she is out there, testament to her own ability. Another one of the skaters from Hokkaido. She lives in Obihiro, so that's those cheers from the home crowd a little bit louder for her. That lap time 31.48, 6 laps to go, a half a second off the pace set by Han. Another skater who is yet to win an individual medal on World Cup. Onodera has a bronze in the team pursuit from Stavanger in Norway last year. Through the first 1,000, 32.43 that lap time. Second off the pace set by Han, but Han, we did see a pretty steep drop off in her time as the race progressed, so we'll see how Onodera can maintain her time. Her personal best is about 12 seconds faster than Han. She's dipped into the 33s. More strides means more work. This one will certainly make the legs hurt. The lactic acid starts to build up. To go, both arms behind the back. Onodera just finding that tempo, 33.73, her latest lap time. She's sitting about 3 seconds back at the time at this point set by Han. When the brain starts to get foggy and the legs start to get tired, this is where all that training comes into play. You just remember your technique. Time for Onodera. Has some work to do if she wants to catch the time set by Han. We'll see what's left in the tank. At this point, you're coming up to the one lap, you start to just get tunnel vision. You just see that little bit of ice in front of you. white noise. Onodera, her lap time into the 35s. She's sitting 5 seconds back of Han's time. Looks like it might hold up for the first challenge anyway. Onodera at home, bringing this one to the line. Looking like she may set the second fastest time. And she does just that. 4:17.52 by Yuna
Finishing time for
Onodera.
Yuna Onodera of Japan is 4 minutes 17.52.
小野寺ゆな日本4分17秒52以上です。
小野寺選手は今暫定で2番に入ってきました。続いて第3組です。
Third pair already there. Magdalena Chichishchon of
Introducing the
Poland,
skaters of pair number 3.
28-year-old.
Starting from the inner lane is Magdalena Sichjon of Poland.
John.
On the outer lane is Bingyu Yang
Bin Yu
of
Yang,
China.
just 21 years old, from China, living in Harbin.
Go to the start. Ready.
Wei Wei. Chichon has never won a World Cup medal. Bin Yu has a couple medals from last year's 4 Continents Championships. That was actually held in Quebec City. Team pursuit, team sprint, mass start for Yang. Yang initially got into sport playing table tennis. Exactly an easy transition. Also did figure skating. And she says due to her height, that's when she switched over to speed skating. Chichon, and she's away from the oval. Has to deconnect a little bit, and she's quite the artist. And it's Yang leading things around now through the first 1,000 meters. She ticks in 2/100ths of a second under the time set by Han. Chichon also right there. That's 7/10ths of a second off his very close quarters there on that crossover. Everybody threw just fine. And Yang now really getting to shift. Starting to pull out an advantage just on the start of a 33 lap time. She's actually slipped behind her teammate Han now. Chichon already closing in on a 34-second lap. As I mentioned, always a matter of preventing those drop-offs in time. Consistency, consistency, consistency. 3 laps to go. There's a grimace on the face by Chichon. She's feeling it. 33-second lap. So Yang looking pretty consistent there. Pretty steady drop-off in time there for Chichon. That lap time, losing a little bit more, but not Chishchun already almost closing in on the 35-second lap time. Coming up to the bell. Next pair we'll see Ragnar Wiklund of Norway and the great Martina Sablikova of the Czech Republic. Yang just a little over a second off the pace set by her teammate Mehan. Got both arms going now as she's into the final 200 meters. I'm not sure what Han had left in the tank as she came down. We'll see if this push by Yang will close that gap. Rounding the final turn safely through, both arms back down, driving to the line. Yang clocks a time of 4:11.48, good enough for second. And Chishchun 4:16.76 puts
Finishing
her
time for Magdalena
into
Sisjon of
third.
Poland. 4 minutes
Means Chinese
16.76.
skaters 1 and 2 right now.
Liu Yang of China, 4 minute 11.48.
マグダレナ・チシチョン、ポーランド4分16秒76。楊金優、中国4分11秒48。以上です。
積極的に攻めた楊選手、現在暫定タイムで2位に入ってきました。続いては世界距離別、昨年優勝している
Introducing the skaters at pair number 4. Starting from the inner lane is Ragnar Wiklund of Norway.
There, Ragnar Wiklund,
And on the outer lane
On
is
the inner
Martina
lane.
Sablikova of Czech Republic.
Norwegian champion in the 1,000, 1,500, 3,000, and 5,000. And that one right there,
Go to the
could
start.
spend a lot of time reading about her accomplishments.
Ready.
In the lead up to this one today, I actually spoke with former Olympic champion Christine Nesbitt, one of the great technicians of the sport, and I said, okay, what makes Sablikova so great? And Nesbitt pointed to her steady pace, and I talked about consistency. She's just one of the most consistent skaters in the history of the sport. Can never really count her out. She is 36 years old, so one of the older skaters, but she pointed to the ice conditions, not the ice conditions, the ice in Obihiro. She does well on slower ice, so she says this is certainly a 3K to watch from Sablikova, who won the B division in the 1500 yesterday. And also, just watch how smooth Sablikova is. A face set in stone. She will never give it away if she's feeling any pain. Wiklund, though, certainly one of the young up-and-comers as well. World champion in this distance. Silver in the 5,000 and the 1,500, just 23 years old. And it's Wiklund out in front early, both of them under the time set by Han. Both of them skating in the 31s right now. What I like about Wiklund is she also competes in orienteering, which I find to be it's an underrated sport. She has competed and at bronze at the World Juniors in the relay in 2018. And for those of you who don't know orienteering, you get a compass, you get a map, and then you just find landmarks. It's a fun place to kind of explore a city. I was in France once, and there was an orienteering race happening around us, and there were people just kind of zipping through as we were playing the tourist. They were in a race. Crossover smooth there. It's Wiklund going back to the inner lane. Changed things up with her training in the off-season. She ran a 10K at the Oslo Marathon in September, did Wiklund. And Both of them are still clocking in the 31s. Them stretching, matching stride for stride down that back stretch. Still Weekland in front, coming up to 2 laps to go. We'll see if she's able to hang on to the 31s or if she's dipping down. Still in the 31s, and Sablikova slipping a little bit into the 32 range. Weekland goes over the top on that crossover. Weekland, who is from Oslo, looking to be one of the next in the line of great distance Norwegian skaters. Still in the 31, Sablikova not losing too much time there. Still in the 32s, but just about a tenth of a second slower. Good skate by Ragnar Weekland there, picking up where she left off. The world champion in the 3,000 meters, rounding the corner for the final time. The 23-year-old looking to put up the fastest time, driving that arm to the line. Weekland 4:01.88, and Sablikova 4:04.60. 1 and 2 right now.
This is a new rink record. Congratulations.
It's a new track record for Weekland.
Time is 4:04.60.
It wasn't until the final lap that she dipped into the 32-second lap time. If you're looking for a model of consistency, there she is. Top 3 right now, Weekland, Sablikova, and Han. Now Sablikova
starting from the inner
the
lane
fatigue
is
show a
Momoka
little bit.
Horikawa of Japan,
Next pair,
and on the outer lane
Momoka
is Ebony Blondin
Horikawa
of
of
Canada.
Japan and Ebony Blondin. Horikawa just 20 years old against an experienced skater like Blondin, 33 years old, from Ottawa, the nation's capital.
Ready.
Turned 20 in July. Horikawa is from Taiki, which is another town in Hokkaido, so another one who is in familiar territory in Obihiro. And Blondin, who's found much of her success in team pursuit, in mass start, but she's also won a silver medal at a World All-Around Championships back in 2020. Blondin clocking a 31:06 lap time. Horikawa 31:36. Cycling is a very popular cross-training sport for speed skaters, and Blondin has done some racing there. She did some this past summer. Actually rode at the Canadian Road Cycling Championships. 31:42 for Horikawa. Blondin slipping that lap 31:91. Horikawa, two brothers who've also competed internationally. 6-4 for Blondin. Horikawa slipping into the 32s. Weekland still leading at the moment. Blondin, very supremely experienced. See how much time drips off her on this lap as Horikawa not to be outdone. Skating a very close race with 3 laps to go. They're almost side by side. Horikawa goes back into the 31s. Blondin dips into the 32s. A 1/10 of a second between the two. Interesting race this, back and forth. We'll see what happens with this crossover now. Blondin closing things back up. And moving in front. Seesaw battle here. With 2 laps to go. And Blondin, low 32s. Horikawa also low 32s. Weekland still out in front. Sablikova behind her. But both of these skaters are challenging at least that second place time. We'll see what they do in their final laps to try to close it down. It's coming up to the bell. Horikawa really picking up the tempo, and she's back into the 31s. Blondin still in the 32s. A late surge by Horikawa. Second and third fastest times at that point as they came up to the bell. Horikawa leading it around. She's in the outside lane. Blondin trying to close things up on the inner. It looks like it's going to be Horikawa who's going to take the pair. She's bringing it to the line. Will she chase down Sablikova's time? Both arms going. Horikawa goes 4:03.043. Good enough for second. Blondin 4:05.70. Good enough for fourth. So Horikawa dipped down into the 32s a few times, including that final lap. She upped the tempo when she needed it, and she's certainly going to be happy with that one.
堀川桃香日本4分03秒42イバニー・ブロンディンカナダ4分05秒68以上です。
堀川選手、リンクレコードとなるタイムで2位に入ってきました。さあ続いてはオランダ人対決です。
Top 6 at the moment. Weekland, Horikawa, and Sablikova. Move atop the podium, you're going to have to set a new track record.
Introducing the skaters of pair number 6. Starting from Italy.
Certainly
It's Joy
potential
Bune
here
of
to do
Netherlands.
just that. Joy Bune
And on the outer lane is Antoinette Rick-Matillon
of the Netherlands and her teammate, Antoinette Rick-Matillon. There is Bune, 24 years old.
Go to the start.
Bune 4th at the recent Dutch trials. Rick-Matillon 6th.
Ready.
Rick-Matillon is the 2021 3,000-meter World Single Distance Champion. Former world record holder in the distance as well. But she's been aiming a lot of 1,000s and 1,500s in recent years. Certainly a good all-round skater. Both of them fastest through the first time check, the first half lap. Bruna, who is from Born, which is in the eastern part of the Netherlands, close to the German border. Third overall in the distances last season. As Dion with the early advantage, she's in 29s for the first lap. Bruna into the 30s. And we will see how much time slippage there is away from them. Both of them are in the green at the moment. And a bronze medal at the World Cup stop in Poland last season in the 3,000 meters. down to lap times there at 30.5 seconds. Any chance you get that nice draft, that slipstream, get sucked along a little bit easier for you to work. The other competitor is essentially breaking the air in front of you, so you get that little bit of a slipstream effect. Anytime you maximize that as much as possible, a little bit less work to do. Buna back into the 30s. Right Medellin goes a 31.5 second lap. Right Medellin 28, Buna 24. Buna in front right now, still even blowing down a bit more, closer to 31.5. Right Medellin into the 32s. Still to come later today, the men's 5,000 meters, and then, as I mentioned off the top, the debut of the mixed relay. Teams of two, one man, one woman. We'll go over that one when it happens. But now Buna, that's a pretty big time slippage into the 32.5s. Right Medellin closer in on 33, still 2 laps to go. Both of them are still in front at the moment. Grimace. Both arms behind the back though, trying to keep a smooth tempo, stride for stride. And Right Medellin now, her time has slipped. Buna, both of them into the 33s. Buna just barely in front by 0.03 of a second with 1 lap to go. How much more time are they going to lose? I believe for her final lap, Weekland was just into the 32s. So are these two skaters paying for fast starts? They're side by side, coming to the line, trying to salvage it. Will they see their time slip away? It's going to be Right Medellin taking it, 4:03.71. Third place, Buna, 4:03.89. Good for fourth place.
Finishing time for Antoinette Right Medellin, 4:03.71.
ジョイ・ブーネ、オランダ、4分03秒89。
So they were in fact meant to pay for their fast starts. The time has slipped near the end. And Weekland now knows she will have a podium for Norway. It's just a matter of what color will her medal be. Weekland 1, Horikawa 2, Right Medellin 3. Horikawa's time holds up for second.
Introducing the skaters of pair
And
number
the last
7.
pair, actually, pardon me,
Starting from
7th
the inner
pair.
lane
Still
is
2 more to go.
Esther Kiel
Esther Kiel of the Netherlands,
On the outer
27
lane
years
is
old,
Valerie
and Valerie
Malte of
Malte,
Canada.
a Canadian, 33 years old, part of that
Go to the spot.
fearsome Canadian team pursuit team.
Ready.
At the recent Dutch trials, Esther Kiel was 7th. In what is a very, very deep Dutch program. Malte got her start in short track before making the switch over. 33 years of age. Is from L'Abbé, Quebec, which is northeast of Quebec City. We'll get a look at the Gaetan Boucher Arena, the World Cup stop later this season. Putting a roof over a facility and giving Canada a third indoor oval. This being in Calgary and Fort St. John, British Columbia. Mr. Keel. 27 late last month. Of course, based in Heerenveen, that storied facility that not only trains Dutch skaters, but also is a hub for athletes from elsewhere that don't have speed skating ovals. And it's Malte in front. Lap time 31.75. Keel into the 32s with 4 laps to go. They're 9th and 6th fastest at that point, respectively. Top crossover. Malte only made the switch to long track back in 2018. We've seen her in the team pursuit. We've seen her in the mass start as well. Couple laps to go. Malte's lap into just about the 33s. Keel's is, so it looks like Weakland's time will hold up for yet another pair. Don't know what's left in the tank, but generally at this point the lap times are ebbing away. Come up to get the bell. 32.98, about 4 seconds off the pace set by Weakland. So now Weakland will know that she has a medal. It's just a matter of what color will it be. The next pair. Some possible challenges. We'll get to that in just a minute. We'll finish this race first. It's Malte and it's Keel. It's Malte, the 33-year-old veteran from Canada. Gonna take the pair, driving both arms to the line. 4:06.19. That puts her in 7th. And Keel goes 4:11.43. That
Finishing
is
time for
9th
Esther Keel
for
of
her.
Netherlands, 4 minute 11.43. Valerie Malte of Canada. Finishing time is 4 minute 06.18.
エステル・キール、オランダ、4分11秒43。バレリー・マルテ、カナダ、4分06秒18。以上です。
さあ残すところ1組となってきました。最終組、実力者の登場です。
So Weakland. There she is. Will be on the podium. Right, Medion there. Just hanging on to the bronze medal for the moment.
And final pair of
And the last pair
3,000 meters race.
has Sanne
Starting from
Inhofe
the inner lane is Sanne Inhofe
from
of
the Netherlands.
And on the outer lane is Isabel Weideman of Canada.
25 years old. And Isabel Weideman, and the Canadian, the 28-year-old bronze medalist from Beijing in the 3,000 meters. And also world champion in this distance.
Ready.
If there is someone to watch in this pair, certainly Weideman. First Canadian woman to medal in the 3,000 meters since 2010. Christina Groves picking that up. As I mentioned, gold, defending world champion. And Inethoff was 5th at the Dutch trials. She put up a 4:02.32. Certainly a formidable target to chase. They try to chase down a podium. Weekland will be watching this one to be sure. We'll check their early lap times. Both of them not the fastest of openings. Both closing in on the 32s already. A couple seconds off the pace already. We will see how they try to stave off those lap times that start to get a little bit faster every single lap. It's Inethoff right now in the lead. She has that inner lane for one more time there. And Weidman's already dipping into the 32s. And what point do you just think that maybe it's not a slow start, maybe it's just not her day? Inethoff looking the stronger of the two skaters right now. Things can change in a moment. Weekland, who's been sitting and waiting for quite some time. She was in the 4th pair. And with 4 laps to go, both of these skaters with lots of work to do. Good draft for Inethoff. Right before literally the last second she dives into that inner lane. Getting a very good draft on that crossover. And Inethoff into the low 32s. Weidman dropping another 0.4 of a second. So Weekland can smile a little bit. Fully celebrate just yet, but it's looking more and more likely like Ragnar Weekland will begin the new season on top of the podium. 2 laps to go. Inethoff still keeping it there, 32.5. Weidman a little bit slower again. These 2 times 9th and 12th right now. Weidman who gets that draft, but not the kind she wants. Inethoff goes over the top on that crossover. And there is the bell. 1 lap to go. Unless something miraculous happens, I think we can say Ragnar Weekland already smiling. Now she can start to celebrate a little bit. Weidman's time closing back up. Inethoff perhaps now starting to fade a little bit. For the first time in a while, Weidman's time was faster that last lap than Sanna Inethoff. But she has enough of a lead that it looks like she will take the pair. It's not going to be that big of a margin, but she crosses 8th fastest, 9th fastest for Weidman. Let the celebrations begin. Ragnar Weekland.
4:07.72. Finishing time for Isabel Weideman of Canada. 4:08.56.
Weideman was just world champion in the team pursuit last year. That is the defending world champion right now. She takes World Cup number 1. Weideman at least will go away with the podium from the team pursuit yesterday. Three interviews for Weekland. And Horikawa also celebrates a home podium. And it's a first individual or an individual event, not in mass start for Horikawa. Right, Mediong, the bronze medal. The Netherlands racking up yet another podium. Bronze medalists, Antoinette Wright-Mediong. Momoka Horikawa. She's got a gold from a mass start in a World Cup and a couple from team pursuits, but that's the first in one of the more traditional distances. And Ragnar Weekland, your winner. Defending world champion as well. Getting off her new season on the right foot. And confirmation of the results. Norway 1, Japan 2, Netherlands 3 and 4, and Martina Sablikova less than a second off yet another podium. And the rest of the top 15. And the World Cup standings after the first event. They'll give out some medals for the men's 500 meters and the women's 3,000, and then we'll be back in just a little bit for the men's 5,000 meters. Stay with us.
ご来場の皆様、お待たせいたしました。これより男子500メートル2回目表彰式を行います。We will now commence our ceremony for men 500 meters second race. The medals will be presented by Miss Swana Super Archer ISU representative. Bronze medal, Jordan Stokes, United States of America. Silver medal, Tatsuya Shihama, Japan. Gold medal, Wataru Morishige, Sweets Bouquet is presented by Hidehito Ito, Vice President of the Japan Skating Federation. 帯広スイーツブーケの贈呈は日本スケート連盟副会長伊藤秀人でございます。今大会では花束ではなくスイーツのブーケをプレゼントしております。Please give the medalists a round of applause to honor them. 拍手をお送りください。お待たせいたしました。これより女子 3000m の表彰式を行います。We will now commence the award ceremony for women 3000 meters. The medals will be presented by Ms. Swana Super Ultra ISU representative. Bronze medal, Antoinette Rijpman de Jong, Netherlands. Silver medal, Momoka Horikawa, Japan. Gold medal, Ragnar Bigland, Norway. Obihiro Sweets Bouquet is presented by Hideta with a bit of some round of applause. 手を挙げて大きな拍手をお送りください。この後4時5分から男子 5000m 始まります。全8組16選手で行われましたが、日本の選手3名登場してきます。2組に美幌町出身一戸誠太郎選手、この種目の日本記録、国内最高記録を持っている選手です。全日本距離別選手権のチャンピオン。そして同走は同じく日本の選手です。長野県出身土屋陸選手。全日本距離別選手権は3位、おじいちゃんおばあちゃんが音更町に住んでらっしゃるので十勝にも馴染みのある選手です。そして3組に登場しますのが群馬県出身土屋良介選手。この3名の選手が表彰台目指して頑張ります。皆さんたくさん応援後押しお願いします。お願いします。
In 2 minutes, we'll be returning to our next competition, which will be the men's 5,000 meter race for Division A skaters.
ディビジョン A 男子 5000m 競技開始2分前、競技開始2分前です。
Getting set for the men's 5,000 meters. There's a look at Sverre Lund Pedersen, 31 years old, from Norway. He'll be in the first heat.
Introducing the skaters
Bart
of
Swings
the first pair
from
of
Belgium.
men's 5,000 meters. Starting from the inner lane is Sverre Lund Pedersen of Norway, and on the outer lane is Bart Swings of Belgium.
Pedersen has 2 Olympic gold medals in the team pursuit. Swings, of course, the
to the
defending
start.
mass start Olympic champion.
Ready.
Swings, who's 32, comes from Leuven in Belgium, which is known for its beer. They may have had one or two in their life, but 25 kilometers east of Brussels. Is from Bergen in Norway. Had to come back from a pretty serious cycling incident in 2021. Broken hand, fractured forearm, cheekbone, a tear in his liver, and it sort of changed his attitude to his perspective, you would say, on life. He now is an ambassador for the Norwegian Air Ambulance Foundation in appreciation for the care that he received. Thinks about obviously what might have gone wrong or how things might have been different. He has a son, he's a young son as well, so it's amazing how the perspective on life can change in an instant. But it swings out in front right now. Perhaps one of the best inline roller speed skaters the world has ever seen, has admitted that that's where his heart really lies, and that speed skating, you have the benefit of the possibility of Olympic medals, and he already has those. The 2018 flag bearer at the closing ceremony in Pyeongchang swings 29.90. Sverlund Pedersen a little bit into the 30-second lap times. There will be 8 pairs in the men's 5,000 meters, and as I was saying in the women's race, not the fastest ice in the world, being at sea level. It's a little more workmanlike. So there won't be as much of a glide. They'll shorten their strides. Needs more work. Swing still just hanging on to the 29s. Sverlund Pedersen just in the early 30s. Laps to go. Swings, dips into the 30s for the first time. Pedersen pretty consistent, only dropping 0.09 of a second to swings. He's stayed pretty similar to his previous lap as well. Swings now goes over the top on the crossover and will duck into the inner lane. Into the 29s. Both men are going faster now. We talk about consistency. They're both of them now getting faster. Just, of course, by hundredths of a second, but very consistent racing for both of them. Still just almost identical, and Pedersen now dipping back into the 29s, going a little bit faster than Swings. It's not like Swings is losing much time. Pedersen, though, dipping back into the 29s for the first time. Very even racing by Swings with 3 laps to go. Interesting to see how this one times out, and this time he dips into the 30s, but Pedersen even faster into the 29s. As Pedersen skating into his race, he will now duck into that inside lane. Swings seeing that time dip into the 30s for the first time. go. Now, Pedersen, look at that. As Swings now does start to lose a little bit of time there. Pedersen in the ascendancy. These men are just going to be out side by side as they come up to the bell. What an opening pair this is. Pedersen, now he dips just barely back into the 30s. Swings, he's not losing tons of time, but there was a big drop right there, and that might be the lights going out for Bart Swings a little bit. He gets the momentum back going, but he lost his tempo a little bit, lost his rhythm, and it looks like it is going to be Sverre Lund Pedersen setting the early fastest time. He will stop the clock at 6:19.42, and Swings there. Bit of a drop-off in that last lap, 6:21.14.
Finishing time for Sverre Lund Pedersen of Norway, 6 minute 19.42. Bart Swings of Belgium, 6 minute 21.14.
スベレルンデ・ペデシェン、ノルウェー、6分19秒42。バート・スイングス、ベルギー、6分21秒14。以上です。
さあ、1組目から実力者たちが好タイムを連発してきました。そして第2組、日本人対決です。
There's a look at Jordan Stoltz because he can't stop racing, it seems. He will be going in the 4th pair. His final few days as a 19-year-old racer.
Introducing the skaters of pair number 2. Starting from the inner lane is Seitaro Ichinohe of Japan. And the outer lane
Seitaro
is Riku
Ichinoe
Tsuchiya
of Japan
of
and
Japan.
Riku Tsuchiya, 25-year-old. And
Go to
one
the
of
start.
2 Tsuchiyas racing in consecutive pairs.
Ready.
So this one is Riku Tsuchiya. Ryosuke Tsuchiya skates in the next pair. Saitaro Ichinoe is 27 years old. Ichinoe, another one who lives and trains in Ichinoe, or in Obihiro. Born in Karuizawa, which is on the main island, the largest island of Honshu. It's closer in towards Tokyo and Nagano. Both of these men's World Cup medals largely coming in the team pursuit. Ichinoe does have a 1,500-meter silver medal for the World Cup in Poland in the 2018-19 season. 9 laps to go for these two men. What kind of lap times they're putting up? Both of them just in the 30s. Ichinoe, a quarter of a second off. I think at that point it might have been Swings who was the faster of them. Pedersen really started to push things late. And Swings, of course, we saw losing a fair bit of time on that last lap. In the 30s, Ichinoe, though, closer to the 29s. Tsuchiya, a little too close to the 31s right now. years old, to his father. Yeah, also likes the 1500. Gold medal world championships at the junior level in 2017 in the team pursuit. And these two men actually teamed up, part of the first male speed skaters representing Japan to win a medal in team pursuit of the world single distances. That was in 2020. Alongside Shane Williamson, so rivals in this pair, teammates a lot of the time, both of them still skating in the 30-second range. Seitaro Ichinoue about a second off the fastest pace at this point in the race. To 4 laps to go through 3,400 meters. Ichinoue now, he dips back into the 29s. Is he skating the same kind of tactical race that Sverre Lund Pedersen did? Tsuchiya closing in on the 31-second lap time. Look at the stride rate. Again, Ichinoue into the 29s. His turnover is certainly a lot faster than Tsuchiya, who's dipped into the 31s for the first time. Ichinoue, is he closing things down? Certainly picking up the tempo, got one arm going with a couple laps to go. Ichinoue, 2 laps to go, dips back into the 30s, about a second off the pace. Tsuchiya, another one in the 31s, looking like he will not be a factor in this pair. Let's just keep watching Ichinoue. Grits the teeth, and Payne now has both arms going as he comes up to the bell. Just trying to keep that same turnover happening. You keep the arms moving, you keep the legs following. Now over a second back at the time, and he's back into the 30s, 30 and a half. The body is telling him to stop, asking him what he's doing. It's a brilliant push by Ichinoue, trying to close that gap down, chasing down Pedersen's time. I don't think he'll be able to do it. 30.79, his last lap, 6:21.21, good enough for third place. So the last couple laps for Ichinoue got away from him a little bit. So Swing's time holds up for second place at the moment.
Tsuchiya of Japan, finishing time is 6 minutes 27.85.
一戸誠太郎日本6分21秒21土屋陸日本6分27秒85
Relief that it's over.
一ノ井選手、2人ともトップを狙いにいった熱いレースでいいタイムを見せてくれました。
First time back in Obihiro since 2008. And here's the other Tsuchiya, Ryosuke on the inner lane. And Hallgeir
Introducing the skaters in pair number 3.
of Norway on the outer lane.
Starting from the inner lane is Ryosuke Tsuchiya of Japan. And on the outer lane is Hallgeir Engebråten of Norway.
Engebråten, 23 years old.
Go to the start.
Engebråten, a member of the World Olympic champion team pursuit side from Norway. That was just in Beijing, where they'll be competing next weekend. And Ryosuke Tsuchiya. All of his World Cup hardware coming in team pursuit and mass start. Tsuchiya is from Tsumagoe, which is on Honshu, the biggest Japanese island, to the northwest of Tokyo. Engebråten is from Kongsvinger, a very small town northeast of Oslo, close to the border with Sweden. And it's Engebråten out early. He's in the 29s with 9 laps to go. Tsuchiya, about 30.5 seconds that lap. So Engebråten hanging in there. Norwegian skaters. I think of the 1994 games in Lillehammer. Johan Olaf Koss and Engebråten now in the green. Another lap time in the 29s. Tsuchiya chase down Engebråten, but he's now got essentially a whole straightaway. Tsuchiya almost into the 31s. We've seen plenty of success by the Japanese sprinters this weekend. And not to mention team pursuit as well. The Japanese team will certainly look at this past weekend as one that was very successful. Engebråten still in the 29s. Has he perhaps been inspired by Ragnar Wiklund's women's win in the 3,000 meters? Wanting to pull a Norwegian double in the distances. Coming up to 5 laps to go. Still to come, of course, the likes of Davide Giotto, Patrick Rust, and with Ted-Jan Blumen also. Engebråten, the longer he stays in the 29s, the better his prospects get. Pedersen, I believe, had a late 32nd lap. Another one, even going faster, 29.48. Engebråten almost 2 seconds in front. Tsuchiya, 30.5-second lap. But it is very much Haugeir Engebråten in pole position. Coming up to 3 laps to go. At about 100 meters on Tsuchiya. This time though, 30 seconds even. The pain is etched onto his face now. You always have to have your technique to fall back on when the body starts to push back. We'll see if Engebretten maybe went out a little too quickly. We'll see what he has in the final few laps. 2 laps to go. Check that lap time. 30.82, and that's a pretty steep drop off. His margin now just over half a second on the time set by Pedersen, although at that point it might have still been Bart Swing still leading. Pedersen's last few laps really pushed him back into the lead. Engebretten, the body is shouting at him now. 1 lap to go. And he dips into the 31.5 in a big way, slipping to third. Engebretten maybe going out a bit too much. It looks labored. He's not terribly smooth. Final few meters, Hallgeir Engebretten seeing what he can salvage from this, leading for so long. The last few laps letting him down just a little bit. He crosses 6:21.86 down to 4th. Last lap 32.02. Ryosuke Tsuchiya, his last lap 31.62. So he kept it quite consistent.
Ryosuke Tsuchiya of Japan, 6 minute 28.21. Engebretten of Norway,
certainly like a lot of what he did, but he will look back on those last few laps and say, right there, that's where it got away from me. And the next pair, Jordan Stoltz. I'm sure he's found a place to stow the medal he just got from the 500 meters. Now going to the opposite end of the spectrum, skating a 5,000. He does have a World Junior Championships medal in the 5,000. And it's Sander Eitrem of Norway on the other lane.
Sander Eitrem of Norway.
Go to the start. Ready.
Eitrem, a regular on the podium in the 5,000 meters last year. A gold medal in Tomasz Mazowiecki in Poland. He was a silver from the World Cup stop in Heerenveen. He was 3rd overall in the long distances. That's the 5 and 10,000 meters. And then another bronze as there were 2 weekends in Tomasz Mazowiecki. And Stoltz's resume already quite long. Not so much in the 5,000, but I did mention a bronze medal at a World Junior Championships. It is possible that we could see these 2 men at a World All-Around, perhaps. Eitrem, 21 years old. Stoltz turns 20 in about 8 days' time. Next weekend will be Stoltz's last ones as a 19-year-old, as a teenager. Eitrem is also a silver medalist from the European All-Arounds. So both of these young skaters have pretty high ceilings. Eitrem, both of them in the 29s right now. Stoltz closer to 30. Eitrem closer to 29.5. Closing in on getting into the 28th even, and Stoltz already dipping into the 30s. It's been a lot of racing this weekend for Jordan Stoltz. Of course, bursting onto the scene, winning world championships in the 500, the 1,000, and the 1,500. A lot of skaters are already studying how he goes about things, but it's a big difference between the sprints and this longer distance. Aitrem looking to add to his World Cup medals in this distance from last year. I mentioned his 1 gold at the stop in Poland, one of the stops in Poland, a bronze at the other one. Aitrem was also 5th in the world all-arounds in 2022. So a glimpse of speed skating's future, perhaps one more in the sprints, although perhaps he's going for all-arounds. And Sander Aitrem also can put up some numbers in the 1500 as well. Still 29.5 Aitrem, now about 3 seconds ahead of the fastest time with 6 laps to go. Stoltz getting back closer to the 29s. Younger teens the last time the World Cup made a stop in Obihiro, which is on Hokkaido, northernmost Japanese island. You can take the train, the famous Shinkansen, the bullet trains from Tokyo. There are a few stops, but there is a tunnel that connects Honshu and Hokkaido. Aitrem still 29.72. Stoltz 30.5. Not losing too much time is the young Stoltz. He really skates beyond his years. Very well-liked young man by competitors from around the world on the circuit. Aitrem. Bang on, just about the same every single lap, 29.48. Stoltz closing in back on the 31s, but not too much of a drop off from him. We've seen some pretty large drops in time. Aitrem, we'll see if he's still 29.5. 29.5 is what he's been doing. And he does it almost identically again. He's 21 years old, but consistency beyond his years, really. Stoltz dipping into the 31s. Very stable upper body. There's not a lot of unnecessary movement by Aitrem. There is the bell. What's the time here? 29.56, a slip of maybe a few hundredths of a second. Stoltz still in the 31s, early 31s, but what a race. Absolutely brilliant consistency by Sander Aitrem. Barring any late drama, he will put up the fastest time. One hand on his knee, 2 hands on his knees, just keeps the legs going. Even then, 29.63 the last lap, 6:13.80. The gauntlet has been thrown down by Sander Aitrem of Norway. Stoltz back into the 30s, 6:25.44, good enough for 6th place.
Finishing time for Jordan Stoltz of USA is 6 minutes 25.44. Sander Aitrem of Norway is 6 minutes 13.80.
ジョーダン・ストルツ、アメリカ、6分25秒44。サンデル・イトレブ、ノルウェー、6分13秒80。以上です。
エイトレム選手、ビッグレコードに迫る好タイムでした。そして今大会5レース目となるストルツ選手の 5000m 見事でした。
Now Norway 1 and 2. Bart
Starting
Swings
from
of
the
Belgium
inner lane
in third.
is Ted-Jan Loman of Canada. And on the outer lane
Fifth
is
pair,
Michele
Ted-Jan
Malfatti
Blumen
of Italy.
of Canada, the 37-year-old. Still skating, still pushing. And Michele Malfatti of Italy.
Ready.
And Malfatti from Trento, which is in northern Italy. You're close to the borders with Austria and Liechtenstein. Blumen, we know the story. Born in Leiderdorp, came through the Dutch program, but made the switch to the Canadian program in 2014. His father was born in New Brunswick on the East Coast. Of course, the 10,000 meter world champion, Olympic champion from 2018 from Pyeongchang. You, of course, remember that famous shot of him ringside looking away as Sven Kramer was skating his own 10,000 meters. Now, both of these men identical early lap times, 29.36. I know Blumen does a lot of training on his bike with the smart trainers, using one of the training programs that simulates France's famed Alpe d'Huez climb. You can follow a lot of other people on the platform, and if you look at Ted-Jan Blumen, you'll see a lot of times going up the simulated Alpe d'Huez. Of course, Malfatti from northern Italy. The real mountains are right there, all around him. Malfatti, all of his World Cup medals coming in the team pursuit. See where they are. Malfatti into the 30s. Blumen, very high 29s. If you remember Sander Eitrem just a few moments ago, he had a lot of 29.5 seconds, especially late on. When you start to lose tenths of a second each lap, they start to add up. Both of them in there back into the 29s. Second and third fastest right now. Blumen will enjoy whatever draft he can down there before getting into the inner lane. Six laps remaining in pair number 5 of 8. Blumen remaining in the 29s. Malfatti dipping back into the 30s. Eitrem's tempo looking very tough to beat. There are still some names left that could challenge, of course. I think of Davide Giotto, Malfatti's Italian teammate, Patrick Rust. Malfatti, look at him now going 29.5 in that last lap. Digging deep. Blumen staying largely consistent in the higher 29s. Just about side by side. 4 laps to go. I think Malfatti just slightly in front, as both of them now dip back into the 30s. And so, with each passing lap, Eitrem's time looks like it might hold up. Blumen, world single distance champion in 2020 in the 5,000 meters. They're not losing too much time, but when the man in the previous heat is going half a second faster per lap and doing it consistently, if that time starts to ebb away and really pile up, half seconds become seconds, become multiple seconds. 2 laps to go. Blumen still hanging around the low 30s, Malfatti closer to 30 and a half. And they'll come up to get the bell this time around. There it is. We'll check this time here. 30.29, so Blumen losing 0.09 of a second that lap compared to his previous one. He's still on pace for second right now, provided there's no big drop-offs in time. He goes over the top on that crossover. It's going to be Blumen pulling away. He'll take the pair. We'll see what time he sets, and he goes 6:18.29. Good enough for second. Fist pump from him. Very happy. That last lap time, 30.24. Consistency, as I sound like a broken record. Blumen happy with that one.
Introducing the skaters of pair number 6.
Pair number 6.
Starting from
Jesse
the inner lane
Spires
is Jesse Spires
from
of
the Netherlands and Casey
On the outer
Dawson
lane is Casey Dawson
of the United
USA.
States.
Go to the start. Ready.
Spires, just 21 years old, was third at the recent Dutch trials. And when you're behind Patrick Rust and Chris Huizinga, certainly nothing to be too disappointed about. Dawson, still also just 23 years old, from Park City, Utah. The many beneficiaries of that oval, the legacy from the 2002 Winter Olympics. Dawson, a member of the U.S. bronze medal winning team from the last Olympics. And his story, testing positive for COVID-19 a couple weeks before those Olympics in Beijing, having to stay home, still trying to train, had no symptoms, and then he tested literally dozens of times, so about 45 times, and then finally got 4 negative tests. It allowed him to leave and go to Beijing, landing about 12 hours before his first event. And then, of course, there was also a lost luggage story. Or some equipment. Anyway, all worth it in the end when he comes away with an Olympic bronze medal in the team pursuit. all of his World Cup medals also coming in the team pursuit. Spires, his 6:16.46 was a new personal best for him. So for these younger skaters, personal bests fall almost on a weekly basis. Spires lap time there, 29.95, 8 laps to go, sitting about a second off the pace set by Sander Eitrem. If you're looking at those lap times in yellow on the left, just remember Eitrem almost lap for lap was almost bang on 29.5 seconds. So Spires there dips into the 30s. Dawson goes a little bit faster. So at least on these returns, unless there's a surge in pace from either of these team, and Eitrem and Blumen looking confident in 1-2 right now. Spires another lap in the 30 seconds. Dawson, though, dipping back down into the 29s, 29.73. Dawson skating his way back into this race. Eitrem perhaps going out too quickly. Perhaps also playing possum just a little bit. Let's see what it is here. It's 30.39, again in the 30s. Dawson, well, he's certainly closing things up. 29.5. Dutch kick, orange, and then red, white, and blue flag on the arm there. And he's still 30.5 seconds. Dawson again. Negative splitting him, 29.63. Young American closing things up. He's seen teammates this weekend. Can he get on the podium a couple times? Aaron Jackson getting on the podium. American program having some success. And once again, Dawson goes faster, and he takes the lead in the pair. 29.88 is a little bit slower than what his lap times have been previously. But now the catch is made. And Spires doing what he can to hang in there. Dawson looking quite smooth, but there is a pretty steep drop off there. Spires a little bit more, 30.65, Dawson 30.27. I mentioned this isn't the glidiest of ices in the world, as it is at sea level. Spires, of course, Herrenveen is one of the low-level surfaces as well. Dawson training at elevation in Salt Lake City. Both of them. Really steep drop off there. Still Dawson with the faster lap, but when you're more than a second of a lap slower than what Eitrem was pushing. So Eitrem will breathe a little bit easier now a little bit, thinking his time might hold up for another pair. Still 2 to go after this one. And crossing Dawson 6:23.24. 8th. Spires 6:23.71 in 9th. An even pair.
Finishing time for Casey Dawson of USA, 6 minutes 23.23.
イエススペインルスオランダ6分23秒70。
There's a challenge coming to the time set by Sander Eitrem. That man right there.
Introducing the
This
skaters,
one
pair number
could
7.
provide a stiff test.
Starting from the inner lane is
Davide
Davide Giotto
Giotto
of Italy.
of Italy and
On
Patrick
the outer lane
Rust.
is Patrick Roost of Netherlands.
Won 3 gold medals. Did Rust on World Cup
Go
last
to the
season.
start. Ready.
Rust, the 3-time world all-around champion. Giotto, the defending 10,000 meter world champion. So plenty of pedigree in this one. Giotto's 29, Rust 28. Rust's story. Worked at his father's farm when the pandemic hit and everybody was essentially forced indoors. That's where he chose to stay. Actually bought some land not far from his family's farm in Lekkerkerk, which is outside of Rotterdam. Sander Eitrem, still the fastest time. Crossover between speed skating and cycling. It's a good cross trainer in the off-season. Giotto, his father was a professional cyclist who was a runner-up at the stage race of the Tirreno Adriatico, which is one of the top pro races in Italy. And that 10,000 meter gold medal at the World Championships. Giotto was the first speed skater from Italy to win at the World Single Distances. And keep an eye on that lap time. Sander Eitrem sitting in first place. Ted-Jan Blumen of Canada in second. Sverlund Pedersen, also of Norway, in third. And Giotto, both of them lapping under the time set by Eitrem. Rust a little bit closer to the 30-second range. Giotto in that perfect 29.5 and under threshold, which is where Eitrem was. Giotto, who has that 10,000 meter endurance. Clocks it again. Look at that one. 29.17. Rust 29.35. Both of those are very quick lap times. Giotto going over the top. On pace to have the fastest time right now. Coming up to see 6 laps to go. What kind of lap does he do this time? Yet another one, 29.34. Rust going even faster, 29.27. Both of these men are flying right now. You would expect there to be a drop-off in times. They both seem to be getting faster. At 3,000 meters, Giotto again, 29.3. Patrick Rust, 29.1. Bit by bit, Rust is closing in on Giotto. In addition to 3 times World All-Around Champion, Rust was second at World All-Around Championships. There's still Giotto out in front. 29.55, Rust 29.21, closing again by more than 0.3 of a second. And amazingly, that's one of Giotto's slower lap times so far. And not getting carried away. Rust could just perhaps get a little bit too excited and close up, but he's still skating his own race, his own tempo. Certainly looking like he has faster turnover right now. Giotto losing some time there. 30 seconds even the lap time. Rust still 29.33. Giotto gone out maybe a bit too quickly. Rust would enjoy a draft, but he's the one going faster right now. He doesn't need to be pulled on at all. He almost needs to get out of that slipstream. Coming up to 2 laps to go as Giotto stopped the bleeding a little bit. Almost, he's back under the 29s. Rust still faster though. Rust 29.5. Giotto 29.8. Rust trying to keep his form a little bit. The arms are a little noisy there behind the back. And they will get the bell. 1 lap to go. What does Rust have left? Is it going to be his pair? Is it going to be his day? 28.81. Going even faster. Giotto 29.84. Patrick Rust saving the best for last here. Look at these lap times he's putting up. Rust rounding the corner. 1 final time, keeping the legs going. He drops the arms. He's driving to the line. Patrick Rust, can he do it? Oh, yes, he can. 28.94 that last lap. Giotto goes 34.8, faster than Itrem, and into second right now. But Patrick Rust, how about that?
Congratulations.
You always love to see the camaraderie between the athletes, appreciating each other's accomplishments. Rust and Giotto. Itrem in third. So Rust knows he has a medal. The only 2 people who could knock him off are both his teammates, Marcel Bosker and Chris Huizinga.
Starting from the inner lane is Marcel Bosker of Netherlands.
26 years old.
And on the outer lane is Chris Huizinga of Netherlands.
Go to the start. Ready.
Huizinga from Groningen, 26 years old. Bosker, actually born in Switzerland. Eligible to represent both the countries. At the Dutch trials, Huizinga was second. Bosker was sixth. And Huizinga was second, about 5 seconds behind Patrick Rust. So Rust may just be head and shoulders above everybody else right now. Going faster and faster near the end, dipping into the 28s for the last few laps. This is pair 8 of 8. And then we will make a little history in Obihiro, the debut of the mixed relays. One man, one woman, and you will see the exchanges similar to the short track relays. To 1,400 meters, Heisinger already lapping in the 30s, as is Bosker. So unless they're following the same blueprint as Patrick Rust, his time is looking more and more secure. Still low 30s, similar to their last laps, very similar indeed. Up to 7 laps to go. Heisinger still lapping in the 30s, and so Rust, with each passing minute, getting more and more comfortable. Like a lot of Dutch skaters, Heisinger has competed in roller speed skating, skated in marathons. World Cup medals have both been in team pursuit. Bosker does have a World Cup gold medal in the 10,000 meters. Getting up to 5 laps to go. Still lapping 30.5 seconds, about 4 seconds back of Patrick Rust. And we know that Rust just kept going faster and faster and faster near the end. These two men not looking like they're posing a risk to the podium right now. Heisinger drifts into the 31s. Bosker around 30.45. So Bosker seems to be in the ascendancy. He gets a nice draft heading into the turn there. You just saw him hang on for as long as he could, get sucked in a little bit more before breaking the slipstream and tucking into the lane before he committed any infraction. And it is Bosker now. Pardon me, it's Heisinger, but Bosker is still closing. But almost identical lap times between the two men. I think Rust will probably start celebrating now. Giotto in second. Sander Eitrem in third with 2 laps to go. I think you can start turning that pencil on the podium into pen, into more permanent ink. Bosker and Heisinger, I don't think they're going to push a late challenge here. And so Rust, Giotto, and Eitrem looking 1, 2, and 3. Here comes the bell. Heisinger into the 31s. Bosker still high 30s, less than half a second separating these two men. Very evenly matched pair. Big question is who is going to win this 8th and final pair. I have to think, I believe it's Bosker, who was just faster the last few laps. he will, in fact, cross. He puts in a 29.96 last lap, 6:23.87, good for 12th.
Finishing time for
Rising
Officer
at 13th, and there's our winner,
is
Patrick Rust.
6:23.83, and
Getting
finishing time
things
for Chris
started
Hunsinger
on the
of
right
Netherlands
track.
is 6:24.98.
マルセル・ボスケルオランダ6分23秒
So we will await confirmation. There is Davide Giotto of Italy.
24秒98以上です。
最終組終わって現在暫定トップを走っているのが近年レベルが上がっている男子長距離非常にハイレベルな争いでした。そしてこの後は実証者になり全ラリーがあります。ぜひ最後までご覧ください。
Ja, sorry, nummer 2. Ja. Als jij klaar bent, ja, dan loop ik daar naartoe.
Really good race, it's kind of precise.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Salt Lake City is good.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope.
Record needs to fall. Not 601 from speed.
I want to try that, so I make sure I am prepared. It will be fun.
Lots of time.
Yeah. I'll see you in China.
Okay.
Sorry? Yeah, first China, and after China we go to Spain. So and then from Spain directly to Norway.
Okay, Johan told me, I thought you meant something.
Confirmation of the results there. Rust, Giotto, Itrem 1, 2, and 3. And then a pretty big drop off of about 4.5 seconds. Ted Jan Blumen in 4th, Sverlund Pedersen in 5th. They're doing a resurface quickly, and then we will be back in just a few minutes for the first ever mixed gender relay. Stay with us. And here we go. History unfolding before your very eyes. The mixed gender relay making its World Cup debut. 3 teams in the first heat, 4 in the second, and then 4 in the third. Now, this event was done at the World University Games in Lake Placid earlier this year for the first time. It was that team right there in the middle, Korea Republic, winning the gold medal. Japan came second, and Spain won bronze. And so, if there's one thing that I've been told about this is expect some growing pains. The word chaos has been used once or twice as teams kind of figure out the ins and outs of this one. And it is 2 skaters, 1 per gender per team. Czech Republic.
Introducing
The Czech Republic has Jakub Kochi and Zuzana Kursova. China has Jinbuli Yurken and Jin Wenjing.
Jinbuli Yurken and Wei Jin.
Pardon me. And then Korea has Ho Jun Yang and Nan Hyung Lee.
We'll be starting the first race.
So if you watch short track, if you've watched our short track coverage, you know the exchange that are made in the relays, where they give each other a push. And that is what they will be doing here. So,
Ready?
pay attention. And so it's 2 skaters, 6 laps. It starts with the woman skater doing 1 lap. She pushes her teammate in. Her male teammate does 2 laps. And then he pushes this first skater back in. She does 2 laps. And then the men's skater finishes with 1. Get it? Good, because here we go. And here comes the first exchange. And it's possible Korea just missed theirs entirely. And so when I said chaos, there it was. Now it's China in front. The Czechs sitting in second. And I believe we're not going to get a finish from the Korean team. The Chinese made their exchange at the start of the straight. And Korea's timing just wasn't there. And so there's a lot of figuring out of who does what in this. Some teams have done some preparations for it, others not so much. And so we do see a lot of sports, including more mixed gendered events. The Olympics coming up next summer. We'll see, of course, in swimming. Big squeal there. It's China in front, 133.39 so far. And 2 laps to go. 1 more exchange coming. It's Wenjing Jin in the race for China. She's 21 years old. Not much international experience for her. Jinbuli Yurken lining up nicely. And that's the exchange you want to do. And there's the bell. So you watch the Korean team, they were a bit of confusion there. And leave it to the youth, Yurken, 22 years old, coming up to finish this one off, the Czech team. Pretty much a whole straightaway in behind. And so it is going to be China winning heat number 1, the first ever race of mixed gender relay at a World Cup event. They clock a time at 3:02.68. So 2 heats still to go. Czechs cross in second right now. And the next heat will have 4 teams. That is the maximum that can be allowed in mixed relay. And you just see here, waiting for the exchange, getting started far too early. And once you cross that line, it's too late. And so one of the big things is timing. When do you jump into the
Finishing
fray
time for China is
to get the push from your teammate?
3:02.692, and finishing time for Czech is
And Korea learned the hard way what happens if you start too
3
early.
minute 10.187.
So China wins the first heat,
ただいまの
Czech
結果
Republic in second. And the second heat has Poland, Japan, the Netherlands, and Canada.
交代ゾーンが50メートルしかないので、飛び出しの選手とタッチする選手、息をいかに合わせられるか重要となります。次、日本チーム登場です。
Canada, you see Yvonne Blondin there. She has some short track experience. We also know her from her mass start prowess, team pursuit prowess, and so certainly a skill set that may fit in this race. There's Blondin there. There's her teammate, Antoine Jelina Beaulieu.
Introducing the skaters of the second race. Team Poland is Damian Zubek and Karolina Boziek.
There's Poland.
Team Japan,
Damian Zubek, Karolina
Kotaro
Boziek.
Kasahara, Yuka Takahashi. Team Netherlands, Wesley
Kotaro
Dice and Tom
Kasahara and
Kekko.
Yuka Takahashi from
And Team
Japan.
Canada, Antoine Jelinas Beaulieu and Ivani
Dutch Wesley
Blondin.
Dees and Femke Koch. Not a bad pairing there. Koch, we know her
Go to
sprint
the start.
prowess.
Ready.
Yuka Takahashi from Japan is 21 years old. And so as I mentioned, the women will start with 1 lap. And all very close right now. Everyone except Japan ahead of that time, which was initially, I believe, after 500 meters set by Korea. Or after the first time split, rather. It wasn't 500 meters, but that's coming up. And let's see if we can all get through the exchanges here this time. Everybody lines up, a little bit of mix-up in there. Everybody's in close quarters, but I think everybody got through. It's Jelena Beaulieu for Canada, Dees for the Netherlands, and Damian Zurek from Poland. Kotaro Kasahara of Japan is in 4th. And so right now it's Jelena Beaulieu out in front for Canada, followed by Dees of the Netherlands, but he's sitting right up behind him. He's going to do 2 laps, remember, before making the exchange back. And there is the mix-up right there, an arm swing by the Canadians. I think that's fine so long as you make contact there. The push is the best way to do it, but in close quarters like that, they got something. There was contact, and so it's still Canada in front. It's Blondin again. It's Koch. And then it's Poland in third. This weekend, you'll all be expert at parties, talking about the ins and outs of the mixed gender relay, the new event. And here comes the final exchange, the final lap. It's Jelena Bolia for Canada, Dies for the Netherlands, and Zurek for Poland. 1, 2, 3 right now. All of them are faster than that time set by China. A little bit of shoulder to shoulder, Jelena Bolia and Dies, pardon me. Jelena Bolia with a bit of an advantage. Dies closing that gap. And it's a drive to the line. Jelena Bolia looks like he still is in charge, and down goes Dies. Almost took out Jelena Bolia. And yeah, we'll wait and see what happens here. But 2 races.
Hey, good job, Tony, too. Oh, he's back.
2 races, 2 talking points. And yeah, seems the analysis of let's figure this out on the fly is paying off so far. The Canadians in top right now. And this was that last exchange. And it's essentially just tag and go. And that was the second to last exchange, pardon me. Canadian coaches liking that one. Let's see what happened here near the end. Jelena Bolia. Well, I'll let you be the judge of what happened there. There's certainly contact between a few skates. And Dies crossing the line, looking a little bit like Annie Friesinger at the 2010 Olympics in the women's team pursuit, finishing on her belly.
2 minute 55.535. Sorry, correction, Team Poland, Team Netherlands, 2 minute 55.535. Team Poland, 2 minute 56.126. Team Japan, 3 minute 06.210.
Still one more heat to come. Let's see what kind of antics they can come up with in this last one. This last heat will feature the United States, Italy, Norway, and Germany. There is Connor McDermott-Mustoe of the United States. He's with Kimmy Getz, who's had a memorable weekend for the United States. A couple of medals, including gold in the 500 meters.
Introducing the skaters of the third and final race of mixed gender relay. Team USA, Connor McDonald-Mustoe and Kimmy Gates. Team Italy, Riccardo Lorello and Savina Perger. Team Norway, Alan Dahl Johansson and Martin Ripsrud. Team Germany, Moritz Klein and Leah Sophie Scholz.
The lineups, Henrik Gombeck and Stelder there of Germany. As I mentioned, it's the women who start for one lap. And then we'll see if everyone can get through that first exchange.
Ready,
They are away cleanly. And Getz, who has a gold medal in the 500 meters this weekend, leading things out. The first 100 meters, and the first lap is essentially a 500 meters. Because there's the lap and there's the straightaway. It's Getz in front for the US. It's Italy, it's Norway, and it's Germany, all very close. Let's see if everyone can get through. Italy can only manage an arm swing. US gets a full push. Germany, they made it through as well. Not the fastest opener, though. And it is the Americans in the front. McDermott Mostowy leading things around. 24 years old. Norway closing things up behind him. Is Johansson. Now riding it behind is Alan Dahl Johansson. Everyone's through safely, I believe. And actually, the whole race is tightened back up. It gets in front, and there is a crash. Germany going down. Appears to be okay, though. She'll keep going. It's Getz, it's Ripsrud, and it's Perger of Italy. 1, 2, and 3 right now. But all of their times slower than that previous heat by just over 2 seconds. Getz and Ripsrud and Perger lining up for what could be a pretty interesting exchange here. 3 teams pretty close. They fan out nicely. That was actually quite a nice organized exchange. Little bump there between Italy and Norway. 1 lap to go. McDermott Mostowy leading the way. Johansson for Norway. And it's going to be the Americans finishing, but only with the 4th fastest time. Italy 2nd, Norway 3rd, and that means that team right there, Canada, gets the first ever gold medal in mixed gender relay on World Cup. And everyone who I had spoken to saying expect chaos, well, kudos to you. That was expert analysis. Breathless stuff, to be honest. Germany crossing. Bit of a celebration. They made it. They got through. That's worthy of a victory in itself. But Antoine Jelena Beaulieu and Yvonne Blondet, gold medalists. Second will go to the Netherlands. There they are. Femke Koch and Wesley Dees. And Poland's team will claim the bronze medal. Lessons will be learned from this, I'm sure, from everyone involved.
Finishing time for Team USA is 2 minute 57.63. Team Italy, 2 minute 58.06.
See the short
Team Norway, team 2
crash-esque
minute 58.28.
exchange.
Team
There's the
Germany,
crash.
3 minute 24.15.
Self-inflicted more than anything. She was able to continue, so all seems to be well anyway. Learning experience for all of us will just check the final results. I don't think there's anything changing, but all smiles from the Canadians.
Ik denk dat er heel veel potentie in zit. En de eerste keer gaat het altijd een beetje chaotisch. Maar ik denk dat het een leuke opzet kan zijn. Misschien hier en daar nog wat kleine veranderingen. Iets duidelijkere regels. En dan kan het denk ik heel gaaf zijn.
Regels over veiligheid moeten staan, als je dat bedoelt?
Ja, ik denk dat het wisselen nu vrij chaotisch is. Omdat ook, wij zijn het niet gewend om te doen. Gaat de short track doen ze dit dagelijks. En gaat het vlekkeloos. Alleen bij ons is er nog wel wat werk aan de winkel. Maar ik denk dat...
皆様お待たせいたしました。これより男子 5000m の表彰式を行います。We will now commence the award ceremony for men's 5,000 meters. The medals will be presented by Ms. Swana Silver Archer, ISU representative. Bronze medal, Sander Idram, Norway. Silver medal, Davide Giotto, Italy. Gold medal, Obihiro スイーツブーケの贈呈は日本スケート連盟副会長伊藤秀弘でございます。Please give the medals a round of applause. 手を挙げ大きな拍手お送りください。選手が退場いたします。大きな拍手でお送りください。おめでとうございます。Congratulations。この後引き続きミックスジェンダーリレーの表彰式を行う予定となっております。46分を予定しております。47分を予定しております。失礼いたしました。表彰式47分の予定となっておりますので、引き続き最後まで声援、そして最後となりますので拍手、大きな拍手よろしくお願いいたします。
Ja, maar het verhalen worden weer anders.
Ja, ik wil ook geen
We
moppen.
schieten er gewoon niks mee op.
En uiteindelijk, als je niet praat, dan wordt het alleen maar erger. Dus ik denk dat het
Ja, we kunnen er een bom onder gooien, dan is er niks. Maar
I would try at least see the video.
Seeing at the end, he didn't. Tony went off his line steps. Wesley couldn't pass.
He was straight.
Yeah, Wesley was passing.
All nice.
So we see this discussion here. I wonder if that means potentially a disqualification for the Canadians. We'll see. Well, I said we'll wait for the official results, and then they started giving out medals. So we shall see. There was certainly contact. I thought I heard them say Jelena Bolia changed his line.
The Dutch one again.
And that sounds like some unhappy Canadians. And there are the results. Looks like it is a disqualification for the Canadians. Netherlands gold, Poland silver, United States, by winning that third heat, pick up the bronze. And so they will get those medals in just a few moments, and then we will be back to sign things off from this first weekend of World Cup action from Obihiro, Japan. Stay with us.
お待たせいたしました。これよりミックスジェンダーリレーの表彰式を行います。We will now commence the hour ceremony for mixed gender relay. The medals will be presented by Ms. Swana Super Ultra ISU representative. Bronze medal United States of America. Silver medal, Poland. Gold medal, Netherlands. Obihiro swim bouquet is presented by Hidetaka Kazetani, Secretary General of the Japan Skating Federation. 帯広スイーツブーケの贈呈は日本スケート連盟専務理事風谷秀隆でございます。Please give the medals a round of applause to honor them. 拍手をお送りください。
And so there is your first ever podium in the mixed gender relay. Netherlands, Poland, and the United States. Not exactly how they crossed the line, but you heard that discussion there. Canada was disqualified. That gives the Netherlands the gold medal. Poland, who finished third in that second heat, gained silver, and the USA, who won the third heat, wins the bronze. As I mentioned, I was told to expect a bit of chaos. That's certainly what happened. The teams will learn their lessons from this one and come back for the next mixed relay with a little bit more experience. And that concludes the weekend's action from Obihiro in Japan. Very good weekends for the host country. The Netherlands also had a good weekend. The United States had a very good weekend, as did Canada, picking up a few medals. And that is just weekend number one. Making the quick trip down to Beijing for the second round of the World Cup event. And that will take place at the same oval that hosted those Olympics not too long ago. And there is the incident. I think they ruled that Jelena Bolia changed his line. And that led to the incident between two skates, taking out Wesley Deese. And the officials agreed with the Dutch case. And so the Netherlands get that first mixed gender relay medal. Gonna sign things off for now from here. Plenty more to come this season. Lots of speed skating, lots of short track as well, still to come through the ISU. Until next time, my name is Gavin Day. Goodbye.